It's me, Roger. I'm back to make a little video where I reveal all my little secrets. Do you have clean hands? Are you subscribed? Then let's not waste any more time. Let's go! Hello. Today we are going to make a square white bread. We need 550 gram of semi-white flour, so T 550, 3M40. Approximately 100 g of cold water, 50 grams of fermented dough, 13 grams of salt, and 18 grams of brewer's yeast, baking yeast, each respectively, in total for the mixture. So, we are going to put the water in the bowl and the flour, nothing else. After that, we will carefully put it in the mixer and run it for approximately 2 minutes on the first speed setting to ensure that the water is properly hydrated, the yeast is properly hydrated, and to break up any lumps that may be present. Additionally, this process helps in achieving a smooth consistency. That's 2 minutes on first speed. After that, we cover it with a cloth so it doesn't crust over, and we will let it sit for an hour. So, I'll see you in an hour for the next steps. Here we are an hour later. We can see that the dough has been well hydrated. We will now start the kneading. For that we will add the fermented dough and the yeast. There we go. And we will run this on low speed for 6 minutes. I'll see you in 6 minutes. So there we go. Approximately 6 minutes on low speed. Now I will add the salt and run it again for exactly 6 minutes at 3 times the speed of low. And there you have it. I'll see you again in 6 minutes. So there we go. Indeed, the 6 minutes have just passed. I will now retrieve the dough and have very good elasticity. As we can clearly observe, the dough has been kneaded exceptionally well, achieving a smooth and elastic texture. This is just a small test to demonstrate the process and its effectiveness. So I will just put a little bit of flour in there. And I will make a ball and place it right here. Now I will put a tiny bit more flour on top, carefully and gently. And I will gently cover this with a cloth and wait for about 30 minutes so that the dough starts to carefully develop. I'll see you in approximately 30 minutes. So there you go. It has been half an hour since the dough rested. We can see that it has risen well. We will simply fold it over itself. We take the 4 corners, fold them over the other 4 corners, to release all the carbon dioxide, and we make a nice ball. I put just a tiny bit of flour. We will put it back into the original container, and this particular time we will wait approximately an hour. I'll see you in an hour. So here we are. Our dough has rested for an hour. We can see that it has indeed developed very well. I'm going to take it. In this section, I want to discuss the process I used with my molds. I prepared enough dough for 2 molds. For each mold, I carefully measured and placed 450 grams of dough. This ensures even rising and baking. The leftover dough was not wasted. It was used to refresh the fermented dough, maintaining its quality and flavor for future use. There you go, right. Now we are going to carefully shape our two doughs. I put just a little bit of flour. I gently stretch my dough a little and fold it over itself like this. I gently press to release the air with the palm of my hand, carefully and slowly, and I do it again with a steady motion, and then I repeat the process once more. I press again carefully. I fold the edges gently that I press again slowly, and I do this until I have a nice log that I seal well with my thumbs like this, underneath. Here, my dough pieces weigh 450 grams for a mold that is 20 centimeters long. I place the first piece of dough into the mold, which I had greased earlier to prevent sticking. Then I take the second piece and do the same, ensuring it fits well. This is important for even baking. And there you go. Both pieces are set for the next step. Now I will cover again with my cloth, and I will wait for my dough pieces to rise to about 1/2 centimeter from the edge. For that, I think it takes between 30 and 40 minutes, so I'll see you later when the dough pieces have risen. So, it's been about a good half hour since it's done. We can see that our breads are ready. So here, I made 2 loaves because there are 2 ways to do it. I will show you both. The first method, we will use a brush and water, just to brush a little water on top since a lot of steam is needed. With our conventional ovens, we cannot create as much steam as a professional oven, so we have to resort to some little tricks. The second method, to make a somewhat more rustic bread, I will just flour it. There you go. Then, with a pair of scissors, I will carefully slice diagonally like this, each time taking from the previous cut to prevent a piece of dough from joining on one side and the other. I make the same cut on the second loaf, carefully and precisely with a sharp knife to ensure even slices. And then we will bake all of this in an oven at 210 degrees, where we will add a bit of steam and then lower it to 180 degrees for about 40 minutes. Well, there you go. Now my oven is preheated. I will put my 2 doughs inside. I, in a swift manner, add steam with my sprayer and then close it all up in order to... I lower my oven now to 180 degrees, and we will meet again in just 40 minutes. So here we are at the end of the baking after 40 minutes. And here is the bread it gives. The other one is more rustic and has a different look. So I unmolded my breads, and here is what it should be. Of course, I placed them on a rack. It's done. I placed them on a rack so that there is no direct contact with the table, which would make the bottom soggy. Now I just have to let them cool, and then we can eat them.
For 2 loaves of about 400 grams, 500 g of semi-white flour, 340 gram of cold water, 20 gram of yeast, 100 gram of fermented dough, and 13 gram of salt.
It's a recipe that is easy to make, and believe me, worthy of a professional. All your friends will be impressed. I hope you enjoyed this video. Now you know how to make it. Go ahead, do it. It's not difficult. And I'll see you soon for the next video. Goodbye. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, and please subscribe, share my videos, and kindly thank you for leaving a comment. Also, consider watching more of my content.